The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's hooking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code NBASGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No, me, no, the voice, no guys. Me, really around, feeling around, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Okay, no problem. The lock cashes, nothing in doubt there. Able to get it done. Those Detroit Pistons handling business. And when I say handling business, I mean handle business. Shout out to Beef Stew. 30 points on beat. On what? 30? Come on, man. Let's go. So here we go. Pistons got the cover yesterday. I talked myself out of a cash with the Dylan Brooks revenge game. Dylan Brooks, and I could have cashed that as my dog, taking Dylan Brooks and taking that Suns team. I ended up going with Jalen Johnson. That did not cash. No bueno there. But it's all good because I got Lonte here. He's going to get me back on track in the dog category. The nerd Lonte Smith. Lonte, what's going on?
Well, let's hope so. I don't think I've hit my last few dogs either. So, yeah, man, looking forward to it. It was a good card last night. Short slate, but some decent games. So, looking forward.
Yeah, very short slate. It was 12 games on the docket yesterday. I was sitting here breaking them down like, yo, we're still going. We're still going. We're still going. Now we only have four games on the slate here, ready to talk about it, ready to break it all down here with Lonte. We're going to get into the action, but first, got to remind everybody, hey, go get all of our picks and podcasts, not just the NBA show. You can get the NHL show, the MLB show, the college basketball show, all of that going on in the SGPN app. Just go get the SGPN app. Go to your app store, type in SGPN, and you can get that free app and tap into all of our picks and podcasts. All right, let's get to it. What is the first game on the slate we want to talk about? We are going to go to Charlotte, where the Charlotte Hornets are at home welcoming the Indiana Pacers. Pacers catching 3.5 on the road. 231.5 is the total now. Injury report we have for these two teams. Let's see if I can pull this up. Let's see. And it doesn't want to. Great. All right, let's go somewhere else for that. Everything wants to move slow. There we go. Isaiah Jackson's still out. You got Ben Mathurin out. Obi Toppin still out. Brandon Miller questionable for the Charlotte Hornets. Still no Kalkbrenner or Plumlee, so a little bit of size missing in that Charlotte Hornets backcourt. I mean, not backcourt, front court. I'm sorry. Lonte, what are you doing here? Charlotte's laying 3.5 at home.
Yeah, I like Charlotte, man. I think they bounced back. They played well last night. Just got hit with the Emmanuel Quickly game winner, and they did that without Brandon Miller as well. So I like this Hornets team, especially when they're whole. I'm assuming they'll be a little bit more whole with Brandon Miller coming back. I mean, he was doubtful all day yesterday, and now upgraded to questionable. So I think that's a positive going in. Indiana is not a team I trust, especially on the road. 7-10 ATS on the road. They're on a 13-game losing streak. Carlisle's been stuck on 999 wins for like a while. I think their last win was December 8th against the Kings. They've lost 6 straight on the road. I mean, just nothing really positive about them outside of Pascal Siakam playing well. But Charlotte's, I mean, they've covered 8 wins. They're 11-7 ATS at home. I think they're a team that you want to buy on in this specific spot. They match up well here. We saw what they did to OKC. The defense is kind of coming around, which was the story last year. They played really well defensively last year and kind of regressed a little bit this year. With the moving pieces and playing a couple of rookies, that's obviously um, the expectation. But I think they bounced back in a big effort from Khan, who had a bad night last night. He had 11 points. But Brandon being back in the lineup, I think the defense still comes to play. So I like Charlotte in this spot, laying this number.
Hmm. So my issue with this is that the Pacers have been pretty good, at least starting the game, and I'm not certain if on the second leg of a back-to-back after that game, if Charlotte's going to keep up with them in the second half, especially if the Pacers get out to a pretty hot start here. The Pacers' problem is they can't close games, but Charlotte kind of has that same problem as well. Looking at that game last night and losing the game winner on how they did, like I I think it's going to be a close game. I think regardless, either one side or another is going to be like a 3-point game, probably coming down, very similar to how last night's game did into the final possessions, and it could go either way. So with that, I think I side more with the points. I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte was on the right side of this, but getting outside a couple of possessions, trusting Charlotte as a favorite, I kind of don't want to do that. So I will take the Pacers again. I took them last time. They were at home, so that sucks. But I took them against the Orlando Magic, and they were able to somehow muscle themselves into a cover there. Yeah, give me the Pacers again. I understand they haven't won a game in a long time. I understand it's a small number, but Charlotte plays these type of games, especially at home, where it comes down to the wire. And I could see this one coming down to the wire again, especially on the second leg of back to back. That was the Cavs that I was talking about that they got the cover, not the Magic, but they were able to get the cover there. I think they can get the cover here. So
I think they covered against the Magic too.
might have.
I think they do.
So yeah, I think that's it for me. Just give me the Pacers. Kind of blind, ugly game. Very very much close to a toilet bowl game. I'll give Charlotte the benefit of the doubt and saying those 13 wins don't make them a toilet bowl team, but very very close to being a toilet bowl game. 231.5 is total Lonte.
Yeah, I love the under, man. Like I talked about, Charlotte's defense has been really good. I mean, they've held three straight opponents under 100 points, including OKC in that game on the road. So I like their defensive intensity. I don't really trust offensive the offensive ability of Indiana. 11 of 17 road games going under for Indiana. 11 of 18 home games have gone under for Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte is typically a home under team. They play better when they are defending at this level. So I love the under in this spot. I think that's why you see it been bet down about 2 points.
Yeah, I'm with you. I see it. I like the under as well. 231. Charlotte has been a lot better defensively, especially over these last 5 games. Um, and the Pacers scoring on the road has been pretty bad. I'm with you. Maybe I could be tempted by a Pacers team total under, but just give me the full game under 231.5. All right. That was the 7 o'clock window. Now we're over into 8 o'clock. We got the Miami Heat on the road going to play Chicago Bulls. Heat laying 7.5, 237.5 is the total. Injury report, and we have for the Miami Heat here. By the way, speaking of Miami, rough break for Mike McDaniel, who wasn't going to be fired, and then John Harbaugh announced that, and then they announced that John Harbaugh was getting fired, and so now Mike McDaniel is getting fired, but he probably wouldn't have been fired if John Harbaugh did get fired. I also think it's crazy that the Miami Dolphins think that they somehow have a shot at John Harbaugh, but okay. I think he would prefer a lot of other destinations other than Miami, but the owner's rich and he's willing to spend it, so you never know. Sorry about the little NFL break there. Jaime Jaquez Jr.'s questionable. We got a out tag on Josh Giddey, Zach Collins, questionable for Jalen Smith, questionable for Kobe White. Lonte, I think it's pretty easy what I'm going to end up doing. I'll probably try to talk myself out of it, but end up stacking with the trend anyways. What are you doing?
Yeah, I would go to a Chicago if I had to. I would rather Kobe White be in, at least one of those pieces be in. I know Giddy's out, but if he can be there, I think I like them here in this spot. I know Miami's been solid despite Bam not being that good. I mean, they're 6-4 ATS the last 10. They're really good on the road, and Chicago's just typically what they are. I mean, 500 team ATS the last 10 and at home overall. So they're currently on a 3-game losing streak. All three they were held under 105 points, which is typically not how they want to win games. The 2 games they were on a 2-game winning streak prior to that. In those 2 games, they scored 120 plus points. So I think the formula is pretty easy for Chicago. You want to get out, run, you want to play with pace, and I think that's what Miami wants to do as well, which would, give me an over. I like the over. I mean, they scored 250 total points in a November meeting. That total went under. It was 250 and a half. But I mean, I just don't see how this big of adjustment, without a few people, maybe. But I mean, Kobe White's questionable to play, so I think he'll be out there. I mean, Miami's coming off scoring 94 points against Minnesota, so I know they want to get, up and down with the pace. So if both teams want to play with pace, I think we see a lot of points. So I'm going over. I'll play Chicago if I had to.
All right. I think it's pretty clear everybody should know that Miami's laying points. I'm going to be on Chicago. I really wanted to talk myself into Chicago not being a real basketball team with this version of Kobe White and the fact of, no Josh Giddey. His team sucks. But what I will say, and then I'm going to defer the rest of my time to Trae Young, as the chat has asked. What I will say is that, one, the big issue was the fact that Vucevic does nothing for them interior defense at all whatsoever. And Isaiah Stewart went and had 30. You don't have that problem because Bam refuses to do anything at all. And, he may show up for a game, may not, but, especially if there's any reference of Asia Wilson, he doesn't show up. So Bam's not going to take advantage of that. And they hate Ware for some reason. I don't know why they don't give him more usage. I don't know why they don't consistently draw things up for him. I think he's now reached one of those levels of players for the Miami Heat that you got to give him the touches, give him the ball, give him opportunity to work, especially down low in the paint, getting offensive rebounds, stuff like that. Not as committed as I would like to see them. And so they won't be able to exploit the Vucevic, I'm not doing anything but trying to get my 20 thing. So with that, Miami ends up allowing this game to stay close when they probably shouldn't. Give me the Chicago Bulls plus 7.5. And to go ahead and speak on the breaking news that the chat has asked for and that I am I can't wait to speak about. I would have loved if one of them were having a game today, but Trae Young did get traded yesterday for, like I said, a literal bag of chips. CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. That's it. Nothing else. No picks. No anything else. That's all Trae Young was worth. Corey Kispert and a CJ McCollum, aging CJ McCollum on this Hawks team. With that being said, congratulations for the Hawks for moving him, because I'm not going to lie, I didn't think you were going to be able to move him at all. I actually thought that they would be stuck with him past the deadline, and then he would take the $44 million, maybe it's 43, some type of $40 million extension for him to play with them another year and us go through this for a whole nother year. And for Trae, you got what you wanted. You got to go to DC just like you wanted. And now nobody's going to care what you do because DC doesn't have any expectation of their hoopers at all whatsoever. No, they're actually rejoicing. They are very happy that you are joining the DC market trade. And they think that Alexander Sarr is going to have some big, awesome role now and all of that. And the whole time what's going to happen is you're going to play about 10 games, maybe 15, maybe. And then you're going to be out. And it's going to be the same thing that the Wizards basketball has dealt with for literally all of time. I mean, there's not one player ever that said, I want to go to the Wizards. Maybe Michael Jordan. That's the only one, though. That is the only one. There is nobody else. So, you know what? Short list. Trae Young, Michael Jordan, both on the same list. You should take that for what it is. Lonte, any thoughts on Ice Trae heading to, Chocolate City?
I mean, it didn't really move me at all. I mean, he joins another player who didn't want to be in Atlanta. Sarr didn't want them to draft him, so he kind of tanked all the workouts and interviews. So, I mean, I'm not sure how much it makes each better. Like you said, in a loaded draft, what is he going to play with? I mean, a little bit until All-Star break, and they'll probably shut him down with an injury because they want to keep that draft pick. And they've been feisty. I like their young core. I like Bub. I like I like Koulibaly. I like Trey Johnson. Like I like some of the young guys. He obviously makes them better on an offensive standpoint, but I mean, I just like I really don't know what the point of it was outside of maybe selling some tickets.
Salary dump.
So like, I mean, it didn't really move me at all. I thought Washington was playing okay. Now insert him, and I mean, it's not like they're going to try to win games. So it didn't move me at all, to be honest. It more moved me for the Hawks. Like I don't know what. Like, you just lost your franchise player for. I mean, essentially, there was no market for him, but still.
I was texting Scott. Scott said he liked the deal for both teams. He also said it was a great salary dump kind of move for the Wizards, but I mean, it's just hilarious. It's just, hey, don't start that. Do not start that. It gets crazy at some point. It really does. I just literally a bag of chips. That's it. Corey Kispert, CJ McCollum. That's it. That's all he's worth. And CJ's aging. Like, come on. CJ's really there just to be the locker room guy at this point. All right. Before we get to the last two games on the slate, gotta talk to everybody about Kalshi. Make sure you all go tap into the real money prediction market where they are legal in all 50 states. Doesn't matter what state you're in, all 50, you can tap in and lock in with Kalshi. Make sure you go and, hey, check out what they have to offer. You can go trade markets in the NBA, NHL, hockey, all these other sports markets. You can even look at NFL head coaching markets as well. You can look at entertainment markets, even the weather, all of that. So make sure you go check it out over there at Kalshi. New Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. There you go. Promo code SGPN over there at Kalshi. All right. We also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you go tap in. I didn't hit my Underdog lineup yesterday. Sorry for you. But we are going to try to hit the one day. All you got to do is go pick higher or lower your favorite players' fantasy stats, and you can go up to 5,000 times your entry. So all you got to do, brand new customers, play $5, get $75 in bonus funds when you use that promo code NBA SGPN. We'll drop our Underdog lineup at the end of the show, but make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Go use it right now, so by the end of the show, you're ready, locked and ready to go. All right. Next game up. Still in the 8 p.m. window here. Cleveland Cavaliers on the road going to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves laying 2.5, 239.5 is the total. Injury report for these two teams, and I have for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it looks like, well, there we go. All right, for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it looks like we have Jalen Tyson, a probable tag. Larry Nance Jr. is questionable for this game. Dean Wade is out. Of course, Max Strus is out. Clean injury report for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Only person up here is Terrence Shannon Jr., of course. All right. Wow, two teams that I do not trust at all in the NBA. I think I trust the Cavs a little bit more than Timberwolves right now, Lonte. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's a good way to say it. I don't trust either side as well. The difference is, I mean, Cleveland's shown us kind of who they are against the spread. 12 and 26 ATS and 6 and 10 ATS on the road. I wish it was some way that they're playing a home and home basically, so they'll play again on Saturday. I wish it was a way I can parlay the Timberwolves money line with the Cavs money line for Saturday, because that's what I would do, because I think Minnesota handles business here. They're on a 3-game win streak since the 24-point loss to Atlanta. All of those wins have been by double digits. They're 6 and 4 ATS the last 10. And Cleveland's been playing well, like winning games, but they just haven't covered. I mean, they're 4 and 1 in their last 5 straight up. They only covered 2 of those games. So I think Minnesota at home, I think the line's telling you is, Cleveland's the better team, but I really don't agree with that right now. I'm going to take Minnesota minus 2.5. I think it's a little bit short, especially with them being fully healthy. So I'm going to take Minnesota. I would take Cleveland on Saturday, though.
Yeah, I'm on the complete opposite side of you. I don't think I trust Cleveland way more than I trust Minnesota right now. I don't trust the Minnesota Timberwolves. You talked about Cleveland 6-10 at home. Well, Minnesota's 8-11 ATS at home. I mean, Cleveland 6-10 on the road ATS. Minnesota is 8-11 at home ATS. Like that's not good either. Like you got two teams that really aren't that solid, and it's really the question marks for the Minnesota Timberwolves on the offensive side of the ball and what they're going to look like. Like it's literally just Ant carrying them in multiple games, like just Ant carrying the way, helping and kind of creating for everybody else and making this thing go. So if Ant doesn't have a good game, it's pretty easy. And I think that this Cleveland team can kind of, yeah, they haven't played their best basketball really at all ever this point at any point this point in the season, but they're playing a lot better than what they have been. I think that I've seen them be competitive. They've gone on the road and beat San Antonio at a number very, very similar to this. And I think that's similar to where I see this game, where maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I'd have been like, all right, yeah, Minnesota, because I can't bet Cleveland at all. But like, at least Cleveland has shown me some competence against some decent competition that they've been able to get this done. Yeah, they beat the Miami Heat twice, but that could just be a matchup problem against the Miami Heat. And then they beat the Wizards, and you blew the Wizards out. Like, I'm not going to give you any credit for that. I don't have any faith in Minnesota at all. I don't think Minnesota's playing good basketball. I think they're a product of the schedule right now and just kind of playing um, some easier teams in the last 5 games. Is Miami twice, which you got to respect Miami. I'll give you that. But Washington and Chicago, and then they lost to that Atlanta team. Like I'm not sold. I think this is going to be another Ant calling out the team kind of game. How do we kind of let this get behind us? The Cavs like to get out early, and so I like this Cavs team to be able to hold on and figure it out. Give me the Cavs plus the points here. Two teams I don't trust. I'll take the dog and the points. Totals at 238.5. If I like Cavs, I'll go under. Say Minnesota has a horrible shooting day.
I probably would go over. I don't really like the total at all. I probably would just go over. Thinking both teams make a few shots, and we get a little bit more pace. Minnesota's been playing with a lot more pace than they typically do, and Cleveland, their their demise has been they just haven't made shots, along with the injuries. So I think they can make some shots on Minnesota's defense. I think Minnesota can make some shots as well. So if we get some pace there, I think we can go over 238.5.
All right. Let's get to the last game on the docket. The Utah Jazz at home welcoming the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks laying 5.5. I'm sorry, 6.5 now. Ooh, what is this? 240.5 is the total. We've got an injury report. It looks like nothing for Utah because they just played. And then Dallas, Brandon Williams is questionable. PJ Washington's doubtful. Derek Lively out. I was just thinking about Scott's Derek Lively rant the other day. Well, this is also very easy for me. Flow chart. Utah at home. Yeah. Okay. Take the Utah Jazz. 13-6 at home still this season. Still getting the covers at home. Able to figure it out and get it done. Honestly, it's not too often that they don't get a cover. It really isn't. Give them this amount of points, especially they just covered this against Houston, Dallas, not anybody that you feel like you could really trust. AD 50-50 if he even finishes the game. Cooper Flag kind of can be up and down at times. This could be a bad game for him. And this Utah team, I mean, they can get out there and they can start running beyond Keontae George and Lauri Markkanen, and they can really put up some points, especially at home. So Dallas is going to have to score if they're going to want to be able to keep up with this team. Not sure if they're going to be able to do it. Give me the Utah Jazz plus the points here.
Yeah, I love the Jazz in this spot, man. I mean, they just beat, well, not just beat, but 140, 133 in overtime back in December. They were a 1-point dog then. What's changed? Like, what's moved this to like 6.5 points? I don't think it's a ton that moved it. So, I mean, Dallas is, on a 2-game win streak. They got a great win over Houston. Credit to them. But I think Utah's been playing well also. I mean, they just took, the Thunder, albeit Thunder aren't playing well right now, but they took them to overtime. Probably should have won the game. I think they had them up late. I mean, Dallas is, 3-7 ATS the last 10. 2-9 ATS is a favorite, so they don't do well when they gotta, when they have expectations. I
Mm-hmm.
like Utah here a lot. I mean, you talked about the 13-6 at home ATS. They're 17-15 ATS as a dog. Um, I love Utah here. I think they're going to win this game outright. So I like Utah. I like over as well. 15 of 19 home games for Utah's gone over. 23 of 36 over on the season at 64%. You talked about Dallas needing to speed up the game to be able to score with Utah. I know they're off a back to back, but they got young guys. They got a bevy of people that can play. So I'm not really worried about that. So I like over as well.
I mm, I don't think I'm as convinced on the over, even though I know Utah Jazz overs are really good at home. I think Dallas has a very real issue scoring the basketball. And it all came, I really saw it in that Mavericks and Kings game. They just have a very, very real issue of scoring the basketball. And so I don't know if they're going to be able to score to keep up. And that might pull this one under. So this might be one of the few unders for Utah Jazz in Utah. I like Utah team total over, though. If you got to play over, just play the Utah team total over. I think they score a bunch. All right. Let's see. That's it. Before we get to lock, dog, and underdog lineup, got to talk to everybody about Novik. Hey, lock in with Novik if you haven't already. Sports prediction market, you can go over there and you can get reduced juice on a whole bunch of bets that you like. Then the traditional sports book will offer you. A traditional sports book is probably going to be like minus 110, something like that. You might get even money or even close to even money, minus 101, minus 102, something like that over there at Novik. So if you shop your lines, Novik is the best place to go. Go check out Novig. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend just $5 when you use our promo code SGPN. Get on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Fade. Got to fade players and take those unders, especially in the NFL. They've been really good with the sharp unders. You got college basketball going, NBA going. Super easy to sign up, and you can run the prediction models off the house models that not Novik, but that Rhythm gives you, or you can make your own models and play with the sliders and figure out what you like and what you don't like, and go ahead and build your own data-driven model with Rhythm. So use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app and get 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use promo code SGPN25. All right. Lock, dog, underdog. Lonte, I will. I don't know if our mojo is the same as me and Scott's mojo. So I'm going to let you go first and we'll see.
Yeah, I'll keep it simple, man. I like the Hornets minus the 3.5 at home against Indiana. I think they bounced back after that tough loss last night. They're a better team. They're playing at home where they've played well all year. I really like if Brandon Miller comes back, I'll absolutely love it. So I'm gonna lay the 3.5 here with the Hornets against the lowly Pacers who have struggled on the road. I'm gonna take Utah to win the game. I mean, if you want to split a unit, I like the first half. I like the first quarter, first half in full game. But the bigger bet is for Utah to win this game. I don't see why Dallas is laying this big of a number. Like I said, they were a 1 point dog. I mean, they're 1 point favorite on the road in December. I mean, I know it's a big sample size of games. Not a lot has changed. I mean, there wasn't any Anthony Davis there. They're talking about him being traded, so I don't know if he's even going to play. Alori and Keontae both had 30 plus each in the last game, so I think that continues here. I'm going to take Utah win it outright.
Okay. I like that, dog. Lock, pretty easy. Utah plus 6.5. Dog, not as easy. I will. That's too short of a dog. I will. Wow. I kind of want to just make Utah my dog too. Okay, I'm gonna have to get creative and do something that I don't normally do, but it's a short slate. There's not a lot that's coming to me right now. What I do know is that Indiana likes to play to do really good in the first half. I think they're 4-1 in the first half of their last couple of games here. Charlotte's coming off of a back-to-back, very emotional loss that they had to the. Well, I don't know if it's emotional because the Charlotte Hornets are used to losing, so I don't know how emotional it really is. But uh, let's go with an alt first half because Charlotte has not been good early on in games. They typically pick it up in the third quarter, and the Indiana Pacers have started games off really, really well, 4-1 in their last five in the first half. And so if I take an alt number on the first half for the Indiana Pacers, I can get a alt spread. There we go. There we go. Just gets me over the threshold. That's what I need. Over the plus 140 threshold. Indiana Pacers minus 1.5 in the first half, plus 155. That'll be my dog. Not a big, juicy dog, but just enough for the Indiana Pacers to win the first half over the Charlotte Hornets. They've been starting games out fast. They just haven't been, finishing them well. But I hope that they'll be able to get it done here. All right, underdog. Who do we want to play in underdog lineup?
I'll tell you, I got a bunch. I'll rattle them off to you, and you pick out which ones you like, if you like any. I'll start from the bottom. I like Flag PRA. I like Laurie PR. Garland PA higher. All these are hires. Um, what else do I have? Con higher threes made and points. What else do I have? I have Kobe White's PRA higher and Pascal PR higher.
Okay. I can. Well, you just pick one. I can get behind Pascal though, kind of. I think I like Ware's rebounds.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, whatever you want to go with is cool with me. I'm just saying, those are
No,
just
no,
the.
no. Yeah, no. Drop no. Whichever one is your favorite of those.
My favorite one is probably Laurie.
Laurie PR. I can always get down on a Laurie prop. It's never too often. Then I'm like, no, let's not do that. Where because Vucevic is very unserious doing anything else but scoring the basketball right now. I agree with Amanda. She said it earlier, or at least I let me not assume Amanda is a she because this is a different time. But I assume that I am with Amanda. She said that Khan been really good on the road, not as good as at home this season. I can get behind Keontae George, assists, or Nemhard assists. Where's Nemhard assists at? I like the Pascal play. Let's do Pascal. Pascal points, 25.5. It's really no room protection in there for the Charlotte Hornets. Pascal should feast. So Pascal Siakam higher 25.5 points. Khalil Ware higher 9.5 rebounds. And Laurie Marketing higher 34.5 points and rebounds. 6x. $100 get $600 over there. Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Lonte, anything else from people before we get up out of here?
That's it, man. Best of luck this afternoon.
All right, that is it. He's at XX Lonte XX on X. I am at really real __ at SGPN NBA. Shout out to the chat. Chat was booming. Got you in and out very quickly with the picks here today. You can go check it out. Small slate. Go make sure you check out everything if you missed it. And with that, that is it. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating review wherever you get your podcast. And also make sure that you go ahead and like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, all of that. Lonte, the people want to know what was your dog again?
It was Utah. Let me get the Utah was they are currently 205 at home money line.
All right. And with that, nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending podcast.